What's up, everyone? Today is the 11th of April, 2024. My name is Derek, and in today's video, we will be decoding WrestleMania 40, the WWE's flagship pay-per-view event, which took place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania this past weekend. Now, it's certainly no secret that the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment is scripted. However, it is a secret that the scripting that goes on in these events is done so by the numbers. And on this channel, I have over 700 videos explaining how the most basic ciphers of English Gematria, which assigns a numeric value to every letter of the alphabet, names, words, and phrases, compares to the calendar to provide riddles that connect to biblical and ancient riddles. Now, these ciphers you see on your screen are the ones that I teach in every video, and Latin Gematria, for instance, the only one not based in the alphabetic order, is what I consider to be the most significant. And an example of this is how the city of Philadelphia sums to 205 in Latin. And this was the first WrestleMania to be held in the city in 25 years since 1999. Now, the number 1999 has an upside-down 666, and that will be a very significant number in this story. If you look down in the description below, you'll even see a few of my old videos and posts that revolve around the number 666 and previous WWE events. But what we'll be focusing on in this video is that Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is the birthplace of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, who of course was killed in a helicopter crash in the year 2020. This year's WrestleMania event contained many numeric riddles for Kobe Bryant. This was the first ever WWE event to feature a corporate logo on its ring mat, as the company had recently been acquired by TKO and Endeavor Holdings. Prime Energy, which is co-owned by Logan Paul, who now is a WWE wrestler and current United States champion. And in this video, we'll be talking a lot about prime numbers. WrestleMania took place on the 2 nights before the Great American Total Solar Eclipse of 2024, which completed a series of 3 solar eclipses over the United States within the past decade. And when it comes to eclipses, this shot of the total eclipse was a view that I had from Indiana, my favorite picture that a friend of mine got, where you see the diamond ring effect here at the end of the eclipse. Just a beautiful event. A lot darker, a lot colder, more intense than the first eclipse, so I'll be talking about this in future videos. But this brings us back to the Crucifixion code. And again, in the description below, I have another video on this linked. During the Crucifixion, 3 of the 4 Gospels tell of darkness falling over the sky, similar to an eclipse. And many Christians can recite the Bible verse John 3:16 by heart, which tells of how God sent his Son to earth. Well, 316 days was the length of Seth Rollins' title run before it ended at WrestleMania. And Seth Rollins, known as the Monday Night Messiah, has matching gematria with Jesus Christ in 3 of the 4 base ciphers. In ancient Hebrew, Jesus equals 316. This number was also seen for Roman Reigns, who came into the event with a 1,316-day title reign. The number 1,316, very, very intriguing, given the eclipse that just hit the United States. We'll talk more about that. But this video will break down all 4 of the major men's title matches in this event. And Logan Paul, the co-founder of Prime Energy, the only one to retain his championship. He came into the event holding the championship for 156 days. 156 is the ordinal value of the phrase 666, or even triple sixes. And the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther, entered the event holding the title for 666 days. In the description below, you'll see a PDF file I've been showing for years explaining how the number 666 connects to total solar eclipses. And of course, with the eclipse code, Skull and Bones is highly relevant. We'll be talking about some of this code. In fact, some of you may have come to my channel today looking for info on the death of O.J. Simpson, and I assure you I will be doing a decode on the death of O.J. However, for the time being, I linked a post I made just a couple months ago in February, which decoded the deaths of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman, and explained how this was in a massive eclipse riddle. And now, just 2 days after the Great American Eclipse, we get the death of O.J. Simpson. So more work coming. I got a lot to do. I was on a little short vacation for the eclipse, but I'm back here, and we have a lot to talk about. And of course, WrestleMania, the big event over the weekend, and certainly one of the most decoded events to take place in some time for the company. So as I mentioned, the 2024 eclipse occurring just a day after WrestleMania ended. And in the language of Gematria, whether you spell out the number 40 or type out the number 40, WrestleMania 40 has Gematria of 224 in ordinal and reverse. Using a cipher called capitals mixed, which maintains the alphabetic order but mixes capital letters in with the small ones. Here you'll notice that the name Kobe Bryant also sums to 224, which is also the reverse value of Jesus the Messiah. And Kobe Bryant, once again born in Philadelphia, the host of this year's WrestleMania. You'll also find a video I made on Bray Wyatt from August of last year, explaining how his death was connected to Kobe Bryant. And I expanded on this topic in Superstream number 67, which is also linked below. So there's a lot of videos in the description. If you want to see more, there's no shortage of info. In Latin Gematria, the name Kobe Bryant sums to 690. Kobe died just before the 69th NBA All-Star Game, where the MVP award was named after him. WrestleMania took place exactly 6 years and 9 weeks after the Philadelphia Eagles won Super Bowl 52, the team's only championship in franchise history. 69 is the ordinal value of eclipse, the reduction value of eclipse of the sun, and the reverse reduction sum of eclipse the sun. In the main event of this event, we had Cody Rhodes winning the World Championship. And notice how the name Rhodes equals 69. In 2015, Cody's father, Dusty Rhodes, passed away at the age of 69. And in the other World Championship match, Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank contract. And of course, a priest is someone that you may learn a lot about Jesus from. Money in the Bank also with this 69 value. In multiple ciphers, both reverse and Latin, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes has Gematria of 433 and 1433. Dusty, Cody's father, again passing away on June 11th at the age of 69. 433 is also the Latin value of solar eclipse. Now, what's interesting about this is that 433 is the 84th prime number. In Sumerian Gematria, solar eclipse also equals 804. And consider how this connects to the date of the eclipse this year, the 8th of April, or 8/4. And in the alphabetic order, the number associated with this WrestleMania, 40, sums to 84. Now, the date of the eclipse can also be written as 4/8, as we do here in the United States. The Latin and Hindu names for the moon, Luna and Soma, Both have Gematria of 48. Well, this brings us to the prime number riddle, as once again, Logan Paul's Prime Energy Drinks was the first ever ring match sponsor in WWE history. Well, the 48th prime number is 223. And this is the next massive number involved in this whole riddle. And 223 is the number I've been talking about in almost every video I've made for the last year, as Yale, home to Order 322, the Skull and Crossbones, turned 322 years old in 2023. In ancient Hebrew gematria, the word for the moon, Yariach, sums to 223. And this is a very significant number to eclipses, because eclipses from the same Saros series occur once every 223 synodic months. WWE is headquartered in Stamford, Connecticut, which sums to 223 in the alphabetic order. And consider how the very next day, on the date of the eclipse, the Yukon Huskies won the national championship for the second year in a row. And the phrase back-to-back equals 69, happening on the date of the eclipse, 69. Yukon is based in Storrs, Connecticut. And notice how Storrs, Connecticut also equals 223. This year, WrestleMania was hosted in Philadelphia, which sums to 223 reverse. Philadelphia gets its name from the book of Revelation, where John writes to the Church of Philadelphia about the synagogue of Satan, which also equals 223. Well, if you measure from Super Bowl 52, again, the Eagles' only Super Bowl championship ever, to the date of WrestleMania, which was held in the Eagles' home stadium, you get exactly 322 weeks. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, captured the WWE Championship 3,223 days after the death of his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And on the date of his title championship, Cody Rhodes was exactly 2,023 weeks old. His opponent, Roman Reigns, was the WWE Universal Champion for 3 years, 222 days. Now, another fact about Philadelphia is that it's also home to the Betsy Ross House, a landmark in the city. And in this house is where Betsy Ross is credited with creating the first ever American flag. And the American flag has a nickname, the Star-Spangled Banner, which equals 223. When Logan Paul, the co-founder of Prime Energy, captured the United States Championship, it was 22 weeks and 3 days before the total solar eclipse over the United States. Now, once again, this brings us back to Yale University, which knows a lot about these numbers, 223 and 322. Well, would you believe that on the date of the eclipse on Monday, Yale University was 117,790 days old? Well, in the middle of this number, you have the digit 1779. The man who wrote the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, Francis Scott Key, was born in the year 1779. And when you write out the Star-Spangled Banner as it's spelled, it sums to 779. And of course, just last week, or a couple weeks ago, I guess now, I did a video on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which was destroyed by a shipping container in Baltimore. Baltimore, the city where Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. However, when it comes to the discovery of America, most people think of Christopher Columbus, a man who we still have a day named after. Christopher Columbus set sail and discovered America in 1492. When Logan Paul captured the United States Championship, he was exactly 1,492 weeks old. So let's talk about the number 666. Now, once again, Gunther lost his Intercontinental Championship after 660 days, a record title reign, to Sami Zayn. And we'll talk about this in a little bit. But first, notice how Star Spangled Banner sums to 666 in Latin. Philadelphia, one of the 7 churches of Revelation. 7 churches equals 60 and 66. Logan Paul was born 6,066 days after Kobe Bryant. And Paul was 9,066 days when Kobe died. Logan became U.S. champion 669 days after he released Prime Energy. Now, you may recall from my previous work that Kobe Bryant had a terrific 81-point game, the second most points ever in NBA history, during his 666th game. In the description below, I have a post about Kobe and 666. Well, check out Kobe's age on the date of the eclipse. 16,666 days. Now, this is also 2,380 weeks. Well, 238 are the 3 digits found in the Gematria of 666, 2038. These are also the same digits in his birthday, the 23rd of August, 23/8, or 823. Well, if you measure from the date that Prime Energy first hit store shelves on January 4th a couple years ago, notice how WrestleMania was 823 days later, held in Philadelphia, again, Kobe's birthplace. The 2 great American eclipses are separated by 6 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days. That's also 82 lunar phases. The name Bryant equals 82, while 82 equals 666. In fact, if you check Kobe's age on the date he died, 497 months and 3 days, well, isn't it noteworthy that the number 4973 is the 666th prime number? Well, there you have it. So let's talk a little bit more about this connection between Logan Paul and Kobe Bryant. First of all, the name Kobe has matching 33 and 75 gematria with Logan Alexander Paul, his full name. YouTuber turned boxer turned crypto scammer turned United States champion. Kobe Bean Bryant also has matching gematria with Prime Energy. And in reverse, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 243. When Kobe died, Logan Paul was 24 years and 300 days old. The official company name for Prime is Prime Hydration LLC. Notice how this phrase has matching gematria with total solar eclipse, 202 and 257. But what also stands out is the standard gematria of this phrase, Prime Hydration LLC, which equals the 222nd prime number. That immediately stands out because Prime Energy was founded in the year 2022. And in this same standard cipher, the word eclipse equals 222. So does the word beast in satanic gematria. Well, when Logan Paul was born, Kobe Bryant was exactly 222 sidereal months old. A sidereal month measures the time it takes the moon to complete one orbit around planet Earth, and it's a little bit shorter than a lunar phase. So the sidereal month, 27.3 days. Logan was also born 222 days after Kobe's birthday. WrestleMania Sunday, where Logan defended his championship, was 22 weeks and 2 days after he won the U.S. title. Money in the Bank also has this 222. We had a Money in the Bank cash-in during the event. Prime Energy was introduced on the date January 4th, or the 4th of January, 4/1. That pops because Logan Paul was born on the other 4/1, April 1st, or 4/1. Kobe Bryant died at age 41, and in reduction, the name Kobe Bryant equals 41. Well, in ordinal, Kobe Bryant equals 113, a value he also has in standard Gematria. Measuring from Kobe's death to the release of Prime Energy was 101 weeks and 3 days. So this was a bit of a reveal, finding out that Logan Paul's life and business career is a numerical riddle connected to the death of Kobe Bryant, and it all points towards WrestleMania. Now, at WrestleMania, we had a major 666 riddle play out as Intercontinental Champion Gunther, who entered the event with a record 666-day title reign, lost the belt to Sami Zayn, who began his 4th Intercontinental Championship reign at WrestleMania. In a cipher called Satanic Gematria, which is a method that is completely constructed around the number 666. In fact, the phrase Satanic Gematria equals 666 here. So does WrestleMania 40 with the XL. Notice how this has Gematria of 666. Appropriate for the end of Gunther's 666-day title reign. So why was this done with the Intercontinental Championship? Well, notice how Intercontinental Championship has matching 1010 Gematria with Revelation, which is the book of the Bible that reveals 666 as the number of the beast. Intercontinental Championship also has values of 144 and 1440. This is important because in the book of Revelation, in 4 different verses, the number 144 is mentioned. Number of the beast has Sumerian Gematria of 1044. Sumerian simply multiplies the alphabetic order by 6, the first perfect number, and according to Revelation, the number of a man. Intriguingly, Great American Eclipse sums to 724 in standard, whereas number of the beast equals 724 in Latin. Sami Zayn is now the 184th Intercontinental Champion, technically starting the 184th reign of the title. And in ordinal, Great American Eclipse equals 184. The phrase solar eclipse has matching gematria with Vesica Piscis, 134, and it's a Vesica Piscis that the sun and moon create when they first merge before a total eclipse. Prime Energy launched 134 days after Kobe's birthday. And in the other world title match, Damian Priest cashed in, ultimately taking the title from Seth Rollins, who entered the event as champion. These two men were born 1,340 days apart. In Satanic Gematria, Intercontinental Championship equals 1304. Sami Zayn is 1,134 days older than Gunther, who was born on a date with 134 numerology. When Kobe Bryant died, Gunther was 134 mercurial years old. And if you search my channel, I've done a lot of work explaining how Kobe died on his mercurial birthday. Mercury, the god of transportation. Kobe was transporting his family and some others in a helicopter. But back to the number 666, as there's a lot more with this match. 666 is, of course, 3 sixes, but it's also the 36th triangular number, adding every number 1 through 36. Gunther is currently 36 years old when he dropped his championship. And Sami Zayn, who won the title, did so 3 months and 6 days before his next birthday. Now, as mentioned earlier, 82 is the first number with 666 Gematria. This is the number of lunar phases between eclipses. Well, this number is reflected in the birthday of Gunther, August 20th, a lot like 82, 820. Furthermore, he was also born in the year 87, which is the gematria of both 666 and number of the beast. When you write out 666 in the alphabetic order, it sums to 294. 603 score and 6 with the ampersand is also 294. Well, when Gunther defeated Ricochet in 2022 for the championship, he did so 294 days after his birthday. And he won the title in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which equals 294 in reverse. When he dropped the title to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, it was 2 years and 94 days after the release of Prime energy drinks. Now, when you talk about the number 666, it's impossible not to mention the number 33, which has gematria of 66 and 60. 33 also matching 666. Well, the name Gunther equals 33, and when he lost the championship, it was exactly 33 weeks after his birthday. In fact, when he won the title, it was 33 days before Sami Zayn's birthday, the man who ultimately beat him. But this riddle actually goes much deeper. The wrestler that Gunther defeated for the Intercontinental title was Ricochet. Ricochet was 33 years old when he lost the title to Gunther, but check out Ricochet's real name. Trevor Mann. M-A-N-N, Man. Well, that's interesting because in the Bible, 603 score and 6 is said to be the number of a man. Ricochet was born on a date with a life lesson number of 47 in the year 88. Beast equals 47 and 88, ordinal in reverse. In Latin, Ricochet equals 258, just like number of the beast in reverse. Number of the beast also equals 174 and 1074. Ricochet lost the title 17 weeks and 4 days before his birthday to Gunther, who was born 107 months and 4 weeks after Kobe Bryant. The Church of Philadelphia, home of Kobe Bryant and WrestleMania 40, was warned about the synagogue of Satan in Revelation. The synagogue of Satan, in addition to having 223 gematria, also sums to 1201 Latin. Kobe's helicopter crash happened during Brown Lunation 1201. Revelation is an apocalyptic tale about the second coming of Jesus. All of these with 121 ordinal gematria. Ricochet was born 1 month and 21 days after Gunther's birthday. But that's not all. Ricochet was also born 313 days before Gunther's birthday. That's 603 score and 6 in ordinal. This is also 10 months, 10 days. 1010, the number that Revelation matches with Intercontinental Championship. In Satanic Gematria, Gunther equals 338. These are the middle digits in his age when he lost to Sami Zayn. 13,380 days old. But when he defeated Ricochet for the title, Ricochet was exactly 33 years and 8 months old. That means Ricochet was also 404 months old exactly. 404, the number of verses in the Book of Revelation. Book of Revelation and Gunther both equal 185. Ricochet was born a total of 419 days after Gunther. 419 is the 81st prime number, bringing us back to the major prime riddle that's truly guiding us through WrestleMania. Well, Ricochet equals 81 ordinal, and he was born on the date leaving 81 days in the year. Finally, we're going to talk about how the Eclipse Crucifixion code was a major part of this event. And we got a little clue to this at the end of the main event when The Undertaker appeared behind The Rock in the ring. And Michael Cole, who is typically a little more reserved than this, yelled, "Holy Christ," is what he said. And this was a scripted line that Michael Cole had to say. Notice how the name Christ equals 40 in reverse reduction. And this was, of course, WrestleMania 40. Well, seeing as we're looking at so many prime numbers, the 40th prime number is 173. And if you guys saw my recent video on the death of Mike Colon, a former Miami Dolphins player, you would have seen this number mentioned, as it's very important to the Eclipse Crucifixion code. The number 173 upside down is Eli, which is how Jesus addresses God while being crucified on the cross. This is a number that's currently very important to the Catholic Church. Back in 2015, the same year that Dusty Rhodes died, Pope Francis visited the United States. And when he did so, he arrived in the city of Philadelphia, which is where a train wreck occurred earlier that year. Of course, there was a film named Trainwreck in 2015 as well. But notice how Pope Francis, who is the current head of the Catholic Church, is the first ever Jesuit to become the Bishop of Rome. A Jesuit, a member of the Society of Jesus. Pope Francis was born during Brown lunation number 173, all the way back in 1936. The Jesuits have a motto, Ad Maiorem Dei Gloriam, which sums to 173 ordinal. And Pope Francis is from Argentina. Argentina is where the solar eclipse of December 2020 peaked. Greatest eclipse over Argentina. That total solar eclipse was exactly 173 weeks after the first American total eclipse, and also 173 weeks before the second total eclipse, which happened this past Monday. So WrestleMania took place on the 7th of April, or 7/4. 7 is the fourth prime number. And notice how in reverse, both fourth and prime equals 74, just like energy in ordinal. Jesus and Jesus Christ both equals 74. And again, there was a money in the bank cash-in, which equals 740 in Latin. Total solar eclipse equals 704 and 74 in Latin, whereas total eclipse equals 47 reduction. April 7th can also be written 4/7. Francis, the Pope, currently resides at the Vatican, which both equal 47. Prime Energy was first released on a date with 47 numerology. Kobe Bryant, dead on a date with 47 numerology. And this whole ritual for the number of the beast, Beast 47, April 7th, 666. A lot of people think that the beast is time, which equals 47, 47 degrees between the tropics, and of course a total eclipse, the most fascinating moment in time we have on Earth. To top this off, the 47th prime number is also 211, and the Vatican was founded on February 11th, or 2/11. Kobe's nickname Black Mamba has matching 211 reverse gematria with 666. Now, let's look back at this whole riddle with Philadelphia and the 7 churches. So I did a decode not that long ago about how WrestleMania was constructed around the Jesus code. And this is all told through Hulk Hogan. As Hulk Hogan, a lifelong Christian, known for wearing the cross of Jesus around his neck, do a search on my blog. You'll check out The Birth of WrestleMania by the Jesus Code. A really interesting post also talks about Mr. T. The T is the letter of the cross. Mr. T was Hogan's partner at the first WrestleMania. I'll actually go ahead and link this post below when I'm done. But WrestleMania began in the year 1985, which was a terrific year. This was the year I was born. And the name Jesus sums to 985. Well, in the year 1985, an American metal band recorded an album called 7 Churches, and check out the recording dates. They were recording this album during the first WrestleMania. And perhaps it's true that these artists were possessed, as there's some sort of code permeating through all of humanity. Again, during the date of WrestleMania, we got 7 churches, right? Notice how 7 churches of Asia has matching 253 gematria with 7 churches when you use capital letters and the ordinal cipher. 253. Well, that's a really, really important number for this eclipse. This year's total eclipse began brown lunation number 1,253. And in the alphabetic order, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania equals 253. In Latin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania sums to 1611. 1611 is the year that the first King James Bible was published. The King James Version also doubles as the Masonic Bible, the Bible of Freemasonry. 253 is the 22nd triangular number. 7 churches has matching 202 gematria with total solar eclipse. WrestleMania 40 equals 202 reverse. And it also equals 1056 in Sumerian. The 156 is important to eclipses because eclipses always occur 1, 5, or 6 lunar phases apart. And in Hebrew, the word eclipse equals 156, much like how eclipse the sun is 156 ordinal. Well, notice how the number 33 sums to 156. 33, an important number to the crucifixion code, as many Christians believe that Jesus was crucified at age 33 in the year 33, and the numbers perhaps support this. Crucifixion of Jesus Christ and Lord and Savior Jesus Christ both equal 303. April 3rd of 33 AD is also the date of a lunar eclipse, and both lunar and eclipse equals 33. But back to this 156. Money in the Bank equals 156, and the contract was used to win the World Heavyweight Championship 156. Both World Wrestling Entertainment and WWE also 156. 666, triple sixes, 156. Don't forget, the guy who cashed in the Money in the Bank contract is named Damian Priest. And Priest is I guess he's the leader of the Judgment Day. And judgment, a major theme of the book of Revelation. Damian Priest had to pin Drew McIntyre to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And indeed, this is very significant. If you saw one of my recent videos on Kobe Bryant during Superstream 67, Drew McIntyre was the first ever man to be the 33rd entrant in the Royal Rumble. And he's also Scottish. Scottish equals 113, just like Kobe Bryant. 11 times 3 is 33, like Kobe. And Drew McIntyre was the winner of the 33rd Royal Rumble, which took place on the exact same day that Kobe Bryant died. The 33rd prime number is 137, and Drew McIntyre became the 137th WWE champion in history. Royal Rumble equals 888. Kobe died on the date of the Royal Rumble, 888 days after the first Great American Eclipse. This is also a significant number of Jesus. Jesus equals 888 in Greek isopsephy. When Drew McIntyre won the title that night, he pinned Seth Rollins, who once again has matching gematria with Jesus Christ. And to top this off, Seth Rollins, his real first name is Colby, which is pretty darn similar to Kobe. The name Colby Daniel Lopez equals 1189 in Latin. This is the exact number of chapters in the King James Bible, 1189. I was really hammering it home that Seth Rollins equals Jesus Christ, wasn't I? The Monday Night Messiah. When Seth Rollins won the World Heavyweight Championship, he did so on the 27th of May, or 27/5. When you write out 666, it sums to 275, a lot like Jesus Christ, 1,275. 666, the sum of the Son's magic square. Jesus, the Son of God. So Rollins loses the championship on 7/4, the 7th of April. Killing, Jesus, cross, Messiah, gospel, parables, all sum to 74 ordinal. And based on this gematria of 74, this means that in Sumerian gematria, all of these words sum to 444. When Rollins won the championship at Night of Champions, he was exactly 444 months old. Kind of like how Logan Paul was 10,444 days old when he won the United States Championship. So Jesus equals 985. Drew McIntyre, born just 2 days after me, born in the year 1985. Drew McIntyre lost the title to Damian Priest, who was born 985 days before him. In the main event later that night, Roman Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes. And both of those wrestlers were also born in 1985, which again was the first year of WrestleMania. To wrap this video up, we're going to go back to this 3:16. John 3:16, telling us of how Jesus returned to earth to give his life for humanity. 3:16, an important number in wrestling. Remember, Austin 3:16 perhaps sold the most t-shirts ever in the company's history. Jesus equals 3:16. Seth Rollins was the champion for 316 days and also lost the championship a span of 316 days after his birthday. Roman Reigns, meanwhile, was champion for 1,316 days. And check out all of these phrases that sum to 1316. Jesus Christ in reverse standard. Yeshua. Yahweh in Latin. Return of Jesus in standard. Jesus Christ second coming. Jesus second coming. New start. Heart. Earth. Ashes, which is what the sun turned to. 1316. Remember the attacks on the 11th of September? Destroying the towers in the shape of an 11 on the 74th meridian? The name Jesus equals 11 and 74. 1316 is also the Gematria of November 4th, which is the date that Logan Paul won his championship. There's certainly a little bit more to unpack, but seeing as I've gone, I think, about 47 minutes since I started this stream for the WrestleMania on 4/7, I think I've gone about deep enough. There's certainly more to unpack, probably with the Women's Championship as well as the tag team titles, but again, I wanted to try and focus on the 4 men's championship matches, as these are really the 4 major or longest standing titles in the company's history. But there you have it, guys. Scripted wrestling, scripted entertainment, also scripted by the occultic numbers of Masonry and the Eclipse Code, which to this very day proved to be highly significant as we enter this new era here in the United States, this post-Eclipse era. All right, everyone. Once again, check the links in the description if you want to find out more. I've done a lot of work on the WWE in the past. If you want to join the website, there's a link down below for that, which will also help support this work and the videos I put up here on YouTube. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you all next time. See ya.